Alright, I finished leveling the Soma incarnon, so we're going to talk about it as per usual. I'll show off the perk options, tell you what the gun does, you know, a little quick build, usual crap. If that's all you care for, that's it. And then, yeah, talk about the gun and other stuff. It's been another 40 minutes.
Here's where it gets interesting. If you die,
So, the Incarnon is very similar to the Boltor Incarnon, where it becomes like a multi-pellet shotgun type thing, like a really fast-firing like spread weapon. Now, because it chose the accuracy perk, it's not going to be as noticeable, like the spread. But that's essentially what the Incarnon does. Now, just as like an overview, I don't think it's already been buffed, but I think it needs some more changes because the Incarnon nerfs the crit chance heavily, and it just doesn't feel good to use. It's one of those situations where I'd rather just use the normal Soma fire than the Incarnon. But anyways, I'll show you what it does. Now again, this isn't like the best. This is literally a basic build, so I'm just showing you what it does. As you can see, it just shoots like these are actually multi-pellets. It's just I have the accuracy thing. At least I'm hoping that it's a multi-pellet because I swear it used to be. But I did the accuracy boost, so maybe that's what it was. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If that's all you want to see. And yeah, let me kill all these guys. So this is the build I'm using. Super basic. I have a big boy build, but this is like super basic generic. This is the build I use for most other incarnons when I'm showing them off. Because again, the idea is how good is the weapon on its own with the incarnon versus, you know, oh, I just throw this on Grendel, or I throw this on, you know, Rhino and use Roar and make it do 10 trillion damage, or use Sonar or Banshee, you know. So that's why I use a super basic build that I don't think it was really hard to come by. Now you can say you can replace Shred here for a different mod because I do have the Incarnon perk that gives me 4 meters of punch through when I have 450 armor. So this could just be replaced by a different mod, like a heat mod. But before I go any deeper, let's just talk about the perk options. So the first one, I just chose the punch through because on circuit, obviously you can't control when you're going to get this weapon with what warframe, so this might not always be active, but for the most part, when I'm doing other things in the game, I can control this, so I can just get a free 4 meters of punch through whenever I want. That's why I chose that one. The second one, I am using Deadhead in my actual like main build, so I don't. The negative 50 recoil doesn't matter. The reload speed is nice, but and it does affect the Incarnon, but it's like the accuracy for me, I like. Again, I'm using Deadhead, so I want to have my bullets go on target. The last one, it's weird because the one that gives you the 40% bonus damage when you have like a different elemental type, like basically a mini condition overload. I've heard that doesn't stack properly, or it does, or it's additive. It's just weird. I don't know. So I just went with the crit damage multiplier because it rounds it out to a 4x, or sorry, I guess an 8.8x at the end when you mod it. The other one, I believe, was on reload from empty, you get plus 12 base damage and it stacks up twice, so plus 24 base damage. The issue is that it's reload from empty, and this thing holds like 200 bullets, so it takes a while to proc. Like with the Zylok has a similar thing, but the Zylok only like holds like 8 shots. That's like nothing to empty it twice. But yeah. Anyways, I know some of you might be saying, but wait a minute, doesn't the Soma have this unique augment? I'm not even trying to pronounce it, but basically this augment gives you increased critical chance for just hitting bullets. The max stack is 500, and I'll show you why this augment's actually not even that good, just in general, but also like in the context of like, you know, Warframe, because we have other ways to get crit chance. But I'll show you what it does. Now the reason why I have this Mirage is because she has energized munitions, which gives me ammo efficiency, so I can actually stack it all the way up to the max to show you. As you can see in the top right there, it's stacking up. Yeah, I'm purposely going for body shots because I just want to build it up. Again, this critical chance goes away if I reload or a holster, I believe, so. Yeah, I'm at 500, it's not going higher than that. So this is the max stacks. So yeah, at max stacks, you're like, yeah, you're getting oranges and reds. That's really good. But here's the issue. The Incarnon form can use this augment, but when you do it, it goes away. Your previous stacks, like when you switch to incarnon, goes away. So now you have to stack it a different way. And also, the issue too is that ammo efficiency doesn't affect incarnons, and magazine size doesn't affect incarnons. I could put Prime Magazine Warp on here, and I'd still have 200 rounds in the incarnon form. So there's no other way to artificially extend that magazine. So there's that. Now I'm pretty sure it is based off of like multi-shot and pellets. It seems like I'm building it up a lot faster. But you can also notice, like, even though I'm building it up, like, I'm getting maybe the occasional orange. Like, I'm definitely getting, this is definitely more than 30%. Like, don't get me wrong. Now I'm getting oranges. But, and I'm at the max stack, and it's like, it's not really that much, because I'm pretty sure this 500% is not additive. Obviously, I think it's like a point strike mod or whatever. So, it's, like, going to take 500% of the base, which is 10, so, like, 50%. So, yeah. Not really that good. That's why I don't use the augment. It has a lot of weird restrictions, and then it doesn't even feel like it works. So the main issue with the gun is that the incarnon, again, if we just take off critical delay, the base is 10%. 10% crit chance. That's crazy. The status is really trash. I know it's a shotgun, shoots a lot of projectiles, but the status is pretty trash. And yeah, that's kind of what kills it, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying this is the worst thing ever. Obviously, weapons are good, but yeah, like, let me show you another reason why not to use this mod. So I'm just put back shred on real quick, because again, with because it's current year in Warframe, critical chance isn't actually that rare to come by. You have arcanes, you have Warframes that can do it. The Adarza Kavak can still do that. You know, so it's not really that hard to come by crit chance. So I'm gonna use someone actually. We'll use where's Sevagov here, because he recently got a new augment. That makes it so that you get critical chance when you use your, I believe, your 1? Yeah, critical chance increased by 50% when people are affected by Death's Harvest, which I'm pretty sure is, I'm pretty sure that's his 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 1. Anyways, I have 200% power strength, so this is giving me, wait. Oh, I'm sorry, this is an older build, sorry. But the point is, you can see the critical chance at the bottom, 75%. If I stack it of a molt augment, it goes up to around like 105% or some crap. So, but just doing that, like, we can see, okay, you know, it's whatever. And now I'm getting oranges, right? I'm gonna wait for this to kind of like to run out. I'm gonna get more energy too. But as you saw, like, I got oranges by just pressing like 2 buttons. And then if I were to use this, you see I'm kind of getting like it's not consistent. It's consistent crits because of the sheer amount of pellets, but it's not that there's still white numbers, right? If I do the combo here, now I'm getting oranges, right? And obviously as I stack up more molt augmented, it's going to go to reds. So like I said, if you don't have to use that augment because there's just easier ways to get crit chance, and it's less restrictive because again I can reload the gun, I can do whatever the fuck I want, I don't lose the stack. I can holster it and I don't lose the stacks, you know. It's still showing in the top right. I'm pretty sure that's a visual bug, because if it's stacked, I would have gotten red crits on the shotgun there. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Now normally I'm like, oh, let me use this in a normal like mission without anything. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't feel that good when I'm like, if I do the like my normal test for all the other incarnons I've done in the past, where I just use an Aros and just go. So we're gonna just go right to the big boy build out the gate. Galvanized chamber. I don't know if galvanized altitude works like with it's the base damage and multiplicative. I just throw it on there. I'm using 100 munitions because it doesn't have a lot of status and this thing crits a lot. Prime shred because the extra fire rate plus the punch through. Now I think on Savagop I can guarantee the extra armor because I think I have Arcane Guardian on there, so that's fine. I have 5 meters punch. That's whatever. Now you're wondering why you're running corrosive instead of viral. Well, that's because again, big boy build. We're actually going to use Panzer for once, and yeah, that's going to give me my viral. So now we're going to have viral and corrosive, and yeah, I'm gonna not use Sevagov first. I'm gonna use Anaros, like just because Anaros doesn't have any buffs on him, and then we will use Sevagov because I actually was using Sevagov to level this up the other day, and it actually felt pretty nice on him. But again, this kind of goes back to the reason why I don't show like weapons with buffs in general, because if Sevagov makes this gun feel good, I'm pretty sure any other incarnon I use on him will feel even better. Just goes to show you like that how weak this incarnon is. Now it's not complete trash, obviously it's not the worst thing ever, but It could be better. I just need to learn how to just type in Naros and just stop looking for him. I already passed him like twice. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I believe this is Firewalker, so that's whatever. Alright, let's go do that. I will do a Steel Path, like, just survival real quick. I could do a Void Cascade, we'll maybe do that a little bit later, with Savagov or something. But yeah. Overall, I think out of all the Incarnons I've used so far, this one's definitely the weakest. Which kind of sucks, because Soma Prime was like, you know... I remember that's like the gun everyone wanted when you were playing this game. After the Boltor got nerfed. But yeah, again, I think what really makes this weapon worse is that the critical chance gets completely just dropped. Which kind of sucks.
Make music, and the enemy calls for a song.
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out.
Also, I know you're like, well, why are you using Deadhead if you're also using Hunter Munitions and Slash? Isn't that kind of counterintuitive? Yeah, it is. But again, I like just Deadhead in general because one, the extra crit chance or the extra headshot multiplier, the Midas recoil, which is really nice in some weapons, and then mainly because it's easier for me to get 3 headshot kills every like 24 seconds than having to kill something like every other second with Merciless. It's just a preference. Again, like I already have 3 stacks of Merciless. And again, because I chose the accuracy perk, it's not that hard to get. Like I just shoot in the general direction of their head, and I usually get a headshot kill. So as you can see, again with a Panzer and you know, the Deadhead and all the arcanes and all that crap, yeah, it's actually serviceable. Like we'll just use the normal form. Like this is fine. Again, all the other incarnons I've used so far can do this. It's fine, but this really doesn't stand out in terms of like it feels like, I guess the best way I can describe it is with the other weapons I've tested, this was overkill, right? Me putting on all the big boy mods and using all the arcanes and a Panzer and all the crap, that was overkill. For this one, I feel like you really want to use a Panzer, you really want to use your arcanes here, because without it, it's kind of weak. Now, in terms of circuit stuff, it doesn't really matter what you use. And, you know, it's funny because, it started to make sense, the build that DE gave us for the Steel Path circuit. Kind of, not really, they're really trash. But because of like the new decrees and how the decree system works and just decrees in general, I've noticed, at least for me, the circuit, Steel Path circuit, the damage never is an issue. It's always survivability, because you get to the point where you just get one shot unless you're spamming Shield Gate or you're just an invincibility frame like Revenant, right? Because you have decrees that give you, the Critical Frost gives you guaranteed cold procs that do 40% of your total damage as bonus cold, and apply every critical hit. And then you have the one, you know, Shattering Frost, you do bonus 80% damage or whatever to frozen targets, and that they all stack, of course. And then you have a Baneful Harmony where you don't have to mod viral on any of your weapons, because if you proc a cold or a toxin proc, you get viral. So like there's the decrees, like especially after the new decrees that give you, you know, element stuff, elemental bonus damage, all that other crap. You really don't need elemental mods on any of the weapons you pick in Steel Path or the circuit. You just need to get far enough to stack up all your decrees. So yeah, like if I were to take the Soma and Incarnon, oh yeah, it's gonna be just fine if I stay in the circuit long enough, because it's gonna scale with all the decrees I have. But in like normal star chart Steel Path, like I'm farming something specific, you know, it could use a little help with like the arcane mods, you know, or I said arcane mod, the you know, primary arcanes. So again, it's not complete. Like I'm not saying, oh, this is trash, this weapon sucks, but it could be better for sure. Yeah, it's actually not that bad with dealing with acolytes. But then again, I was using Savagov, and I did use my 1 and my 2, which again, damage vulnerability, does like a percent damage health explosion, and then it also gives me all that crit chance. So I actually might just take this. I might just do this again with Naros and not use the Panzer to see just the difference, because again, this thing just is spreading viral for me, and I know pets are getting reworked. I'm wondering if they're gonna nerf Panzer. Like, I don't want them to, but yeah, just being able to just have old Sarin spores everywhere and just getting free 10 stacks of viral, I don't really care. Also, another thing in general, the reason why I don't mod viral is, again, Warframes like Grendel exists. If I really wanted to, I could just put on Grendel here, use Nourish, and then use his 4 to armor strip, and then now I have corrosive and viral, plus like all the bonus, like just bonus viral. So Again, Viral's kind of easy to come by too. You don't necessarily have to mod for it, especially because again, Nourish is a subsumable ability now, and Grendel Prime's coming out too. So if you don't want to do the stupid arbitration mission to get them, it's not. You know, you can put them in all your warframes. So yeah, I mostly just mod for Corrosive because it's just good for like just. I don't think Corrosive has many resistances. It's just like a good like baseline like overall, I guess general thing. Now obviously Viral heat's better, even with dealing with armor, Viral heat's better. But I mean, in the case like Deimos, where enemies are immune to Viral, it's not bad to have something modded Corrosive. That's a really weird tangent. I'm just trying to fill in time here, to be honest, until this Acolyte gets here. Oh boy, Malice. He actually might kill me.
Another life support
I can't.
is now available.
I can't shoot, or else I'm screwed. Yeah, well, actually, no, I could. No, well, it doesn't matter, because one shot. I can't hit him, regardless of one shot won't kill me or not. Yeah, when's the last time you saw someone cast an ROS 4 to heal them?
The operative
Anyways, I can just go back to shooting him.
Keep up
He's
the
somewhere in there.
extraction is
Like, if I can aim better, like, that's not bad, you know? Yeah, we'll do this one more time without Panzer, and then we'll do this one more time with Panzer and Sevagov, just to show you, like, yeah, you can really make any gun work. And in the case of Soma Incarnon, it's not that it's bad, it's just when you compare it to all the other Incarnons and how, like, again, in some cases, it's a complete 180, like the Latron Incarnon, complete 180, or like the Burstin, like one of my favorite weapons, just made it way better, you know?
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
You are running out of time. Consider extraction.
All right. Again, it'd be really nice to be able to change your Incarnon perks without having to go back to Cavalera. Anyways. Again, I've done some testing with Simulacrum. You have Viral. If you want to like a better build, just put on Viral instead of Corrosive and use Hunter Munitions. But again, I'm pretty sure like if you know that. Like, if you're on Steel Path, Circa getting these Incarnats, I'm pretty sure you already know, like,
Life support has been cut
stuff
off.
like, oh yeah, Viral's just a good thing to mod in general on a weapon.
Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Alright, at least I was able to build up Deadhead. Okay, you know what, I take it back, not the worst. Granted, these aren't the most tankiest enemies on Steel Path, this is like base Steel Path. That's not the worst thing. But it's just like when I compare it to like Burst Incarnon, this thing will just mow through everything. I don't really have to spend more than like maybe 2 bullets on an enemy, if I'm like being generous. Yeah. I know some people might be looking like, wow, this is incredible, but I'm telling you, man, some of the other Incarnons, they can room clear this one shot, like the Bronco or the Latron, even the Boar Incarnon. Which, again, I'm so glad I made I think one of the last Incarnon videos I made for a while was like, oh, I really hope the Boar gets an Incarnon because it's one of my favorite weapons, and it did. So, anyways, I was just doing a quick test. It seems like it's fine even without Panzer. But yeah, let me just go over and grab Sevagov. He's down here at the bottom. I finally decided to build Sevagov. Like, I had a Sevagov. I was debating whether to subsume him or for Gloom and just be like everyone else, or actually make a build on him properly. I was like, I'll just make a build on him properly, and then when Sevagov Prime comes out, I'll just subsume him. I believe doing that. But yeah, I mean, he's a pretty interesting Warframe. If, like, outside of just spamming Gloom, it's pretty more like not more involved. It's just like Equinox 2. in terms of like modding and stuff. I really wish Equinox kind of had this functionality, but at the same time, Sevagoth is a Forma sync because you have the normal Sevagoth you got a Forma, you have the Sevagoth Shadow, and then his claws. So it's like, wow, that is a lot of things. Anyways,
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
now you can see that I'm getting like oranges here. Again, I have Molt augmented on, so when I get to 250 kills, it'll pretty much be double my crit chance here. Like I'll basically get guaranteed oranges. Yeah. Also, it does help that again, the Sevagoth's 2 makes them vulnerable to more damage, and then his 1 also does like an AoE explosion, does like % of their health. So we'll just use the normal one here. Like again, it seems like that's the kind of like a nice example right there. It seems like it's just better not to use the incarnon than to use the incarnon. Like we'll do that again here. And I think it really has to do with the crit chance, man. It's so crazy how like cut in like not even more than half, like maybe 70% of it's just gone. All right, then let's just do it normally. Again, I'm not using my 2 or anything to make them weaker. Yeah, it just seems like the primary fire is just better. Yeah, which I mean isn't necessarily wrong, because again, in some cases, some people just like the normal weapon over the incarnon version, so I guess. But at the same time, it would be kind of nice if both versions were like, you know, good. If you wanted to use both instead of just, oh, I'm gonna use the primary because the secondary kind of sucks. Yeah, this augment's really cool. I almost killed him with just that combo alone. Yeah, maybe because it's also technically like a shotgun has really bad damage drop off.
Get ready for a capsule.
Alright, now let's use a primary here. Ah, that still hit me.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just dead air. I don't know what else to talk about, really. I mean, I enjoyed playing Sevagoth right now. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to say. I don't know when they're gonna be the next round of Incarnons. It might be like maybe a couple months or that, but I definitely think Incarnons were the way to go. I think Incarnons are what Riven should have been, because they do bring life into a lot of old weapons, and again, it makes them endgame viable really without having to like go out of out of your way to do something. All right, let's oh, that's him right there, perfect. Yeah, that's just the primary. Oh, never mind. That's why Mal's kind of sucks. But you saw the primary fire was just shredding him pretty well. Oh, do I still have magnet? I still have magnet on. I'm dumb. No, whatever. It's fine. Now I'm max sax and mold augmented. So now I'm just getting like orange crits and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I'll start seeing some reds here. Oh, never mind. I guess some just oranges. Am I on Vaginas or no? I'm still on Vaginas. Ah. Oh, there you go. There's one red.
The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work. When you need it, extraction is ready.
I'm try to get another acolyte here. Seems like a waste. Just hopefully I don't get violence though, because he sucks. He just turns off all your abilities, and you have to sit there and suffer. I'm gonna start using the normal form for a little bit here. Yeah, it just feels like using this one's better, just like kind of tapping like a burst. Just feels more ammo efficient, even though technically the incarnon just doesn't use any ammo, but... Also, I do have, again, I want to stress that I am using Sevagoth. I am making them, like, I think 100% more vulnerable to damage or some crazy ass debuff. So, that's kind of, again, that's why I really don't like to do these kind of showcases with, like, this exact setup, because I can just do this with any weapon and make it work, you know what I mean? I just grab any weapon from my, I was going to say vault, but any weapon from my inventory and just do this and use this exact same build and probably do fine. I mean, there you go, at least. Again, like I said, if I were to just, in general, I don't think this is like a bad weapon or whatever, bad incarnon, but, actually no, well, let me rephrase it. And compared to the other ones, at least the ones that I have, it's a pretty okay. It's just okay. It's not like mediocre. It's not trash. It's just like, it's alright. Like if you ask me like, oh, would I pick this over the Boar or the Soma or the Burston or even the, well, I'll do primaries or the Paris or something. I'm like, nah, probably just pick those over this one. But hey, if I ever get a circuit run and I see this, I won't be disappointed necessarily, especially if I get like other like weapons I don't own or something. So now if I ever get Sevagoth in the circuit too, I won't be like, oh shit, it's the Warframe I don't have a build for. Thank God there's an Infinity booster, man, because it is a pain in the ass to level up stuff about an Infinity booster. Unless you're like focus farming like Hydron or, you know, stealth farming with Lara, but that's only for like weapons, you know. Warframe leveling can be a pain in the ass, especially if you don't have any direct ability to deal damage. In terms of Gloom, I kind of want the silence approach from Banshee where I don't, because of the way it's like Equinox's 3 where drains per enemy in it. If I have a really large radius, I'll just start losing energy for enemies I can't even see and kill. So I just put in stretch just to have a reasonable radius here. And the slows I think are around 70%, which is really good, by the way. But I am at 200% power strength, but I didn't use like blind rage or anything like that. I just used 2 umbrals, I believe transient fortitude. So the pro is, again, no negative stats. The con is this was I didn't want to use an Umbral Forma, so this was like a 3-4 Forma build. Again, if you just be like, if you don't want to be a cheapskate like me and just use your Umbral Forma, then go ahead. Again, I try to use Umbral Forma only for frames that are like, again, primes, because I know usually there won't be like, there hopefully shouldn't be like another version of them somewhere else. So I just go all in, like, because I know Sevagoth Prime's coming eventually, and I'm probably just gonna use the same build. So if I am gonna use the same build, might as well like go all out for that one. Like with Benares Prime, where I use like 2 Umbral Forma, because I know that I'm gonna use Umbral Forma with Benares. Anyways, Misery. Okay, I think he can summon another Acolyte. He might just summon Malice and kill me. All right, that's pretty good. I don't even think I was using the damage invulnerability, but there you go. I guess I'll head out at 10 minutes, and yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. And overall, the Soma Incarnon is alright. It could use some more buffs, especially the critical chance of the Incarnon form to be buffed. I don't know why it's like 10% base. It's crazy. And yeah, don't use the Soma Augment. It's actually pretty bad, in my opinion. Because again, you can get crit chance from a lot of different sources, and they don't require nearly any of those restrictions. Again, it doesn't take up a mod space. You know, if you reload the weapon, it goes away. If you hold shield the weapon, it goes away. If you switch Incarnon forms, it doesn't Like if we were to keep the stack between forms, so like let's say you get a couple of headshots, you know, you switch to incarnon because incarnon builds up the buff faster because I'm pretty sure it counts projectiles like multi-shot, and then switch back to the normal Soma and then like, you know, do it like that, then maybe there's something to be like a play there. But it's just the way it is now, too many restrictions, and there's just easier ways to get crit chance. And you could probably just put, again, you instead of using that mod, you could use like a quality of life mod, like shred or something, or the heat mod, so you do more, you know, viral heat or something.
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
Alright, well that's 10 minutes. Anyways, that's pretty much it. And yeah, I think I already said my final thoughts. Thank you for watching, and yeah. Probably should have said that when I got the extraction. So, oh well. Oh, well, actually, no, hold on. I'll show off, I guess, the Sevigov build if anyone cares for it. There you go. More reason to stretch out the video. Let's go.
Your will was greater. This is good.
You are running out of time. Consider extraction.
Anyways. Yeah, so this is my Sevigov build. Again, I didn't go too hard in the range because I wanted to not drain energy just on enemies I can't even see in the room. So I just put on stretch. If I could add another format here and put a Hunter Adrenaline, but that's whatever. Again, the reason why I have Arcane Guardian is to use this plus Rage to basically give me back energy because I'm not using Energize here. Prime Flow just to bank all the energy I get. 2 Umbral Mods just to get more health and just, you know, good stats without any negatives. Mode Augmented because once this stack, this is 60%, once it's at max stacks, so I'll be at about 210 strength, and basically at 210 strength, it's like double over double, so the slow would be 70%, like above 70%, and the crit chance buff here would be about 100, I think in 7%, I think I saw when I had 200% strength. But yeah, that's the build. Rejuvenation is there because I'm too lazy. But yeah, there you go. And yeah, this is the Soma build I use. Again, you could take off Shred here. I could take it off because I know I'll have the bonus multi-shot and the fire rage, whatever. I don't know if Galvanized Aptitude is good here. I mod for Corrosive because I do have a Panther that gives me viral. And even in the circuit, there's ways to get viral, so I don't really care. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And thanks for watching.